The last title fight of 2024 just happened, so now it's time to predict who will be the champion in every single UFC division by the end of 2025, so about 1 year from now. And then we'll be coming back in a year and looking at our predictions when I go 8 for 8. Sorry, 11 for 11. Can't forget the women.
Yes, this is one of the rare videos, rare Dodson Corner W, where we're doing women's divisions as well. Don't worry, it's going to be a 1 minute
I actually
segment.
saw a woman comment on one of our videos.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What'd they say?
I don't remember.
Are you sure they're a woman?
It looked like a woman.
Comment if you're a woman right now.
Yeah.
If you are a female. I don't care if you've never commented on a YouTube video in your life. I need to know. Hit me up, please.
He's down bad.
No, I don't mean it like that. All right.
All right. Like always, let's start it off with flyweight.
Yes, sir. So, flyweight. Let me think. He has 3 title defenses already. Will Pantoja be dethroned by the end of 2025? All right. So, not only are we going to be giving our picks, we're going to be giving like how the matchup would potentially go if there's a title potential change, right? Or a defense. So, I think Pantoja's route this year, or 2025 year, is going to be one more title defense at flyweight, maybe against a deserving Kaikar France. I believe he deserves it.
Yeah.
Also, Royval deserves it. He beat Tyra.
Same with Moreno. There's 3 guys.
There is an issue there. So I think only one of them is going to get it. And then he's going to be like, or Figgy comes down again, drops the weight because Figgy's won against him before. So there's a storyline there. So there's a lot of different options for matchups in flyweight. But I have to say that Pantoja is only going to have 1 fight, I think, in 2025 because he just fought at the end of 2024 and Dana has not been active in this flyweight division. Yeah. So if we're judging by the last year, he's probably only going to have 1, maybe 2 fights. And I don't think that's enough time for him to vacate and go up to bantamweight. I also don't think he would vacate if he went up to bantamweight. Yeah. He'd try and become double champ status. So I don't realistically see Kaikar France beating him. I think Pantoja's improved his striking a lot since they last fought. And I don't see Royval beating him. Even though there's a chance Royval's one of the most clinical strikers in that division, Pantoja is dominant right now. And I don't see his dominance ending in 2025. Maybe in 2026.
All right. So here's my little timeline. I think we talked about this in a previous video, but like in terms of like the 313 to 315, there's a lot of uncertainty with who's going to be the main event of those, with the champions, with Ramadan being on then. So I see him getting an early title defense because his real fight did not test him much. You know, he did take that knee to the head, but who knows how much damage it actually did. So I think he'll have his first title defense sometime before summer, and then we could see him defend either late summer or early fall for a second defense. And I think we get a third defense. I think that this can be the year of Pantoja. He's going to have a great year. But his year in December of 2025 is going to be put to a quick halt by the biggest up-and-coming flyweight, Tatsuro Taira. I had to switch something up. I couldn't just go with Pantoja. I think that if Tyra gets 1 or 2 wins, like if he goes and beats Albazi and then like an Ursig or Albazi and then a Moreno or Albazi and a KKF, like...
Yeah, it's possible.
The Dana's going to be like, this guy has star value, and then he also hasn't fought in Pantoja. Like, no one wants to see Moreno versus Pantoja for the 18th time.
Yeah, they don't. I definitely don't want to see that. I want to see Royval one more time, though. After further consideration, we have confirmed that in their last fight, Pantoja beat Royval by decision on 296, which we forgot about. So, yes, that happened. And I don't know. Like I said, I want to see it run back because... even though I think we've seen it 2 times already, Royval always has a shot. He's so good, and I think he's still improving. So it's not like a for sure thing that Pantoja is just going to win again, even though he usually does. But I would love to see Tatsuro Taira get a win.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to bantamweight. I'll start it off here. I think we see Umar defeat Merab Dvalishvili in January, and then from there, I think we see Umar fight 1 time at least. He could even fight 2. He seems like he wants to be pretty active.
Yeah.
I think that we could then go see maybe right before summer or during summer we could see an Umar versus Sean and like have that be like the fight of the summer kind of thing. You can kind of advertise it as that. And then from there, maybe you see Umar go and fight Peter Yan or something like that to end off the year. Or even maybe you see Pantoja fight Umar at that point, you know?
Yeah, there's a good shot. Pantoja deserves a move up.
Yeah.
Especially against Umar, who has like a similar stylism,
Yeah,
I would
he's
say.
obviously bigger and taller, but
Yeah.
I think that it's not too bad of a matchup for Pantoja.
It's not awful. It's not the worst matchup. So for bantamweight, let me explain something really quick here. So remember back to Topuria watching UFC 300 in the crowd, and everyone's looking at that crowd cam of Topuria looking all freaked out and saying, oh, he doesn't want that fight. What did he do? He KO'd Max Holloway in round 3 and proved everyone wrong. Not even wrong, because he was a favorite, but like just proved that clip wrong. And so I think that you can't take the lead up to the fight or the build up or clips or even what a fighter's thinking in the moment as how they're going to perform, right? Their skills ultimately dictate how they're going to perform, not their actions before the fight. Obviously, with some cases like Aldo versus McGregor, that mental warfare does get to them, but that's an extreme case. And I don't think we've seen a mental warfare specialist like McGregor in a long time or ever. So in the bantamweight division right now, we have Merab. And Umar is going to be, in my opinion, the biggest challenge of his career. Someone who could maybe match his wrestling and is definitely a better striker. That's going to be a difficult matchup. Sean was definitely a better striker, but he had almost little to no comparison in the grappling. And surprisingly, the cardio actually was really good from Sean. He won that 5th round and arguably the 4th as well, from what I remember. So Merab has holes in his game, big holes in striking, but from his record, I am actually going to pick Merab to be the champion at the end of 2025. Okay. Even if he loses to Umar, which is, in my opinion, right now, it's 50-50. Judging on his strength of schedule, he's beaten 5 of the top level people in the bantamweight. If you go back and look at his resume, he dominated Peter Yan 50-45, which I don't think anyone else in that division is going to do. I'm being honest.
No.
Even Umar. I don't think Umar would 50-45 Peter Yan. And I think he's being overlooked a lot right now. I don't like how much he's being overlooked, even though I don't think he's the most exciting fighter. I'm not a fan of Merab, but I do think he's being extremely overlooked based on Umar's 1 ranked win over Corey Sandhagen, which I think Merab would probably 50-45 him. Like, he's a striker. And
just a Georgian Glazer over here.
Right? I know. That's my new personality. The Georgian flag that we have. AI exposed me for that one. So I'm going to go with Merab as my final pick. I think it's going to take a knockout to win against him, and I don't know if Umar can knock him out.
Fair enough. So does Merab only have 1 fight inside of 2025?
No, Merab's going to fight against Umar, and then maybe another defense against Peter Yan or Sean O'Malley, the winner of that fight, maybe, if they fight. Bantamweight's hard to predict what's going to happen. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. So let's move on to featherweight.
Do we need to go too in depth into this one? It's Topuria. Like he's gonna fight Volk probably sometime around 313, 314, and then I think he fights Lopez at the end of the year. Yeah. And then I think he beats Lopez.
Yeah. So when we planned this video, it was before the news of Topuria wanting to move up to lightweight.
But I don't actually think it's gonna happen.
We don't think that's gonna happen. So I was tempted to change on the spot and maybe say, like, we get Volk versus Lopez for the belt if Topuria moves up. But ultimately, I think Dana's going to stand his ground and say, look, kid, you got to defend your belt one more time.
Yeah, we don't need you going up and losing to Islam, because then it just, like, plummets your career.
Or Charles.
Yeah. So I think Topuria, it should be one of the safer picks on this list, but who actually knows,
McGregor level downfall. Yes, I have Topuria as well. It's the only sane, logical pick here.
Stop whatever you're doing right now. 2024 is coming to a close, which means it's time for the 2024 Dodson's Corner Award Show. You guys, as the fans, are going to get to vote alongside us, Dodson's Corner, to cast our votes for awards such as Fighter of the Year, Pay-Per-View of the Year, and Fight of the Year, and so much more. So go and click the link in the description and in our bio to cast your votes, because our award show will be December 31st.
Woo! Let's move on to lightweight.
Should be another pretty simple one.
Should be, yeah.
311, Islam goes and defeats Arman, and then sometime around summer, fall, Islam goes and fights against Charles. Yeah. Who's the number 1 contender. Yeah. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's pretty simple. Islam has a pretty straight, clear-cut path to victory. However, this is the UFC, and not everything's simple or straight.
Oh, are you going Charles?
Some men have a dream. Yes, I have gone with Charles Oliveira to reclaim the lightweight belt. The lightweight lion. So I think Arman or Islam could win at UFC 311. I think that's a pretty close matchup. I think Islam has the striking advantage, though. We'll see, though. So if Islam wins, then that's a rematch. And I think Charles has evolved his game not to be reckless in his striking. He was extremely reckless in his title defenses and even against that Islam fight. So we saw in the Michael Chandler fight and even the Arman fight, he's went to decisions both times, which isn't like him. And I do think it's going to benefit him in an Islam fight because he's not going to get taken down quite as easily, overextending on some combinations, being very, keep kicking forward, keeping his range. He's long. He's great striking. He's very technical. And I think in a different world, maybe he could be Islam, maybe not. But like you said, for your flyweight pick, I want to be different. So
Yeah.
You got to switch it up sometimes.
You got to throw some curveballs in there. No one wants us to just say, oh, every
champion's going to stay the same.
Yeah.
That's so boring.
Yeah. I mean, the last time we filmed this video, I think we filmed it end of 2024, but I think we filmed it in the summer. Something like that. I think actually we talked about it on the Sky Train to Andrew Schulz. We talked about this. I had DJ as the champion by the end of 2024.
Which almost could have happened.
There's talk about it, guys. I'm just letting you know, I'll pull up the receipts of you talk about this for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a year.
All right, moving to welterweight. I think we see in about 6 months, I think that Shavkat needs time to heal from that torn MCL.
Yeah.
I mean, credit to him going out and eating Gary with a torn MCL. Just such a dog, man. Just such a dog.
Yeah, I think he had a broken ankle in the Wonder Boy fight as well.
Oh, he's just made of glass. I love to hear that out of my favorite fighter. It's a good thing Patty's old reliable, but Shavkat is.
It's because he gets so much blubber in the offseason. He can't get injured.
But yeah, I think that Shavkat goes out and he beats Bilal. I think people are now. I think the odds came out, and I think Shavkat's the favorite heading into that fight.
Still, after that performance.
But I think that those lines will shift when people start taking Bilal, and I think we finished pretty even in terms of odds in that fight.
Yeah, I'll probably pick him.
I'll obviously be rocking with my boy Sean.
Sean
Cott?
Sean
Rachmanov. I'll obviously be rocking with my boy Shavkat. I think he gets the win there. And this year he only fought once. He loves a long turnaround, so I think realistically he fights once.
He fought on 296, right? Which was the last pay-per-view.
December.
Damn, that's brutal, man. Yeah, I think he's going to be more active if he's champion. I think
You'd
he
hope
has
so.
to be. Yeah, I think there must have been...
Especially if welterweight with so many guys knocking on that door. Because the second that Shavkat's champion, everyone's going to want the Gary rematch.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to want him versus JDM. Everyone's going to want him versus Protez, Just feed him Colby, though, for the first time. Or you know what? Maybe that Joaquin Buckley guy starts winning and we can just watch him get fraud checked.
Jeez. Okay, so for my welterweight pick, I think the schedule is going to go something like Bilal Shavkat relatively early if Shavkat can heal from the MCL. I don't know how long that takes to to heal and how bad it's actually torn. Because if it's just
it's a partially torn.
Yeah.
You just let that heal.
Yeah.
But
if he fought, I would assume it's not that bad.
And yeah, because if it's a real torn MCL, you have to go get surgery. So I would assume that he didn't have to go get surgery.
Yeah, I don't think so. And hopefully that doesn't happen. So I think Bilal's not going to be out for that long. He's already back to training. He said just this week. He only was out for 6 weeks. So that's nice. I think we're going to see maybe a 314, 315 title defense in the welterweight division.
316, something like that.
Hopefully. And then we have one more at the end of the year. So if we can get Shavkat Bilal, I think Bilal wins that matchup. And then at the end of the year, we can get Bilal versus JDM when JDM has a win over Usman. Hopefully at UFC 312 in Sydney. Hopefully they make that matchup. JDM gets a title shot. I think JDM's the only person with the boxing to be able to maybe put Bilal out. It's going to be hard to beat Bilal, but I believe in JDM.
You know who I thought you were going to say for the end of the year to face Bilal?
Who?
Protez. I thought
that'd be hype. Oh. If Protez saves the division, it's going to be unreal.
Surely one of JDM or Shavkat's got to beat this Bilal guy, right?
You would think.
You'd hope so.
Or Bilal's the freaking welterweight goat.
Oh.
Better than GSP.
Hamza can cut down to 170.
One more time, Hamza. Please, brother.
Please, just save us.
Please, brother. No, Sean Strickland.
All right, speaking of Hamza, time for middleweight. So we have, obviously, Dricus versus Sean at 312. I think I'm honestly going to pick Dricus in that fight. I just don't really love Sean against Dricus.
Sean's been out for a long time as well.
Yeah, and I don't think I loved what I saw against Paulo Costa. So I'm going to go Dricus there. But then I think probably sometime in the fall we'll have an Abu Dhabi pay-per-view again.
Of course.
And you see Hamzat versus Dricus main event that, and Hamzat's beating Dricus.
Yeah,
He's
I think
mauling him.
maybe a June Saudi Arabia card, like around that.
But that going to be enough time?
Oh, yeah. Dricus loves a fast turnaround.
Yeah, but if you're going up against Hamzat, you might want that 6 months.
6-month camp of wrestling. Yeah, I also have Hamzat. It's the only option here. I favor him in either matchup, heavily against Strickland, less heavily against Dricus, but still favorited. Probably minus 200. I'd give him for the odds because Dricus can pull out some weird crap and win.
If it's minus 200, I'm putting the house on that.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to bet on Hamzat in that fight. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Dricus wins and then Hamzat matchup in Saudi Arabia. He's one of their biggest stars.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, let's move on to light heavyweight. We got Alex Pereira, current champ right now. He's 37, going on 38
He's
soon.
bound to face Ankalaev, most likely post-Ramadan.
Yep. And so here's my thinking. I think he fights Ankalaev next. That's the only matchup he can do.
Mm-hmm.
There is only one option. It's Ankalaev, unless Poatan gets injured for some reason. So I think Poatan wins that matchup, and then he goes up to heavyweight.
But here's the thing is, I thought about this, but like, Jones versus Aspinall surely going to take forever to actually happen. Like, Jones ain't
I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
They're going to run Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira as a super fight because Volkov lost, coming off a loss.
Yeah.
Gone, didn't look convincing, also injured. It's perfect. Timeline lines up perfectly. Well, maybe not perfectly, but it's a super fight. Make it happen, Dana. Dana!
Uncle Dana.
Give me my money.
So then
Ankalaev
goes and wins the belt if Pereira vacates, or is Ankalaev interim?
I didn't think about that. I think I'm just going to say Ankalaev and see what happens.
All right, you pussy.
Okay. I'm going to win this one.
Because the thing is, if Pereira's still the champion, then, and goes up and he might not vacate it,
True.
So I have Pereira. I think he's going to go and beat Ankalaev post-Ramadan. And then I think that Tom versus Jones might happen. So I think that he'll get another title defense. And I could see him going and fighting Carlos Ulberg and beating Ulberg at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Beating the Black Jag. Or maybe, I think that Ulberg's probably the most likely matchup. Not like they're going to run Jan Blachowicz again. Rakic isn't there.
Jan Blachowicz doesn't fight anymore. Remember, he's 62.
63, actually. It was his 63rd birthday yesterday. Everyone go wish Jan a happy 63rd birthday.
It's true. I understand my reasoning doesn't make sense for light heavyweight, but I wanted to say Ankalaev beats Pereira, but I know you'd kill me for that, so I can't say that.
I would just take your Poatan shirt.
I love to bet against my boys. Just because then I'm right in predictions or I'm happy. It's a win-win either way.
Fake fan.
Let's move on to heavyweight. So I think Pereira beats Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight belt. I'm kidding. It's Tom Aspinall. He's the heavyweight champ. He's going to be the heavyweight champ for 10 or 20 years.
I also have Tom Aspinall. Like, I think he's going to beat someone. But what would you do?
What would it take?
No. like come the end of 2025.
Huh?
Come the end.
Come
the end.
Come.
Yes.
Oh, words.
Grow
so
up.
Funny.
Okay. Come the end.
Come.
Come the end. Grow up. You're so immature.
I'm sorry.
Come the end of 2025. Imagine we still see interim champ Tom Aspinall. Like, how would you feel if there were still an IC beside his fucking name, man?
When he's 45, he's still interim champ. No, impossible. We're cooked.
Oh, women's fights now.
Yeah, women's fights.
I forgot about these guys. These girls, sorry.
You're so misogynistic. I hate you. I'm 6'5", by the way. All right, let's move on to women's strawweight division first. This is the current champion, Zhang Weili. Her next fight's probably going to be against, who's that top contender right now?
Oh, Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah, Tatiana Suarez.
Who's 11-0.
Yeah. Honestly, Tatiana Suarez has a good shot. Yan Xiaonan almost came back in that UFC 300 fight. She didn't look awful in the later rounds. But ultimately, Zhang Weili is the women's MMA GOAT right now, and I'm going to stick with her.
Strawweight, I also have Zhang Weili. Like, she's my dog. Got to ride with her. I also think she's going to be pound for pound number one by the end of the year. That's another prediction.
That's fair. We're going to do a different pound for pound,
Yeah.
predicting the pound for pound rankings in 2025.
Oh, that's going to be such a fun video.
Banger. I'm so hyped. All right, let's move on to women's flyweight. So the current champion is Valentina Shevchenko, winning over Alexa Grasso, looked dominant, 50-45 to her. And I'm worried that we're going to have a very stale division for a while.
Like, who's going to fight? Like, are we going to put Erin Blanchfield in there?
No, we ain't putting Erin Blanchfield. We're putting Natalia Silva in there to win the belt. She looked unbelievable. She actually has good kickboxing, very high-level striking. Honestly, Valentina Shevchenko's probably just going to lay on her, but I'm shooting for the stars, and maybe I'll land on the moon.
Give me Tracy Cortez. I'm joking.
Get a grip.
I'm going Shevchenko.
Yeah.
We'll see one more title. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking like one more Shevchenko title defense, and then she retires. Maybe like vacant, or maybe she is still a champion.
It's not a bad show.
But like something like that. And then finally, bantamweight. Current champions Juliana Pena. I'm going Kayla Harrison.
You have to. You have to go Kayla Harrison.
Yeah.
She's going to be a massive favorite in that fight. I don't think she's going to dominate, but I think she's still going to win.
Yeah, I still think you got to ride with her. She is the future, even though she's like 45 years old. MILF.
No, gilf, brother. The steroids have done too much damage.
Yeah, she is a little too jacked for my liking.
Yeah.
She would dominate me.
100%.
That is going to do it for us today. Let us know who you think is going to be the champion of your favorite division by the end of 2025.
Who's going to be the champ of welterweight? That's what we really want to know.
That's one of the tougher ones.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
See ya.